everyone, it's Claire here and it is Thursday. So let's get on. Let me just check my chat is working. Yeah, that seems to be all good. So yesterday what we did was we took some stencils and some rubbing plates, and we did the Markle paint sticks, and we worked on the square pieces. Now I finished these last night and I've left them to cure overnight. Hi Lisa. I left these to cure overnight, and then this morning because I wanted to have them ready for now, I just threw them in the tumble dryer for about 45 minutes on a not a high heat, on a low heat. Our tumble dryer does high heat or low heat, so I just threw them in for half an hour, 45 minutes on the low heat. So they are pretty fixed, as in if you touch it, it won't move. But they're not fixed as in they will be fine in the washing machine yet. Really, I need to iron them. But when we go on to actually make the bag, the ironing process of making the bag will fix it properly, so I'm not worried. So these are the ones that I finished. And you can't really see the shimmer on camera. Let's see if I can get it. But these ones were done with the metallics. And you can kind of see it, but they do actually shimmer. So this one was done on the antique gold one. Oh, have I just messed up my... No, it's fine. So that one was done with the antique gold one, and I did that one with the flower, which Karen requested. This one again was done with the flower, and that was done with the copper one. Oh, I've ruined my focus. Sorry, I'll fix it. See if we can get the shimmer on the copper one. It's not going to show. But how beautiful was that? It took ages, that one did. Getting all the little dots and the little details. And then I did the heart one. And this one is actually turquoise. It's looking green on camera and the yellow is washing out the camera. But because that yellow is so bright and that peach, you can't even see the peach that's on it. So the turquoise one came out beautiful. I loved the hearts. The hearts really easy to line up as well. And then I did this blue one with the purple heart one. And then we did the rubbing plates. So that one was the stencils, done with the stencil brush. And to clean your stencil brushes, you just need to put it in white spirit or terps or something like that, and just rinse it and then wash it with soap and water, and it's fine. Leave them to dry. So this one was the triangle rubbing plate. And let's see if I can get some of the shimmer, because this one is really, really shimmery. Can you see it? Yeah. Sending the camera funny because it's shimmery. But that's absolutely beautiful, that one. And then this one was the square one, and I did this in that bright gold. Look at that. How you can actually, on this bright pink, you can actually see the bright gold shining. It's gorgeous. Oh, I do love the Markle paint sticks. I do. And then this one was done with the triangle one, and that one was done in the copper as well. See if I can get the shimmer. Oh, there you go. You can see the shimmer here. Look at that. See it shining. And then the last one was done with the square again. And that was the, did that one in the purple. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see the shimmer on this one. Isn't that luscious? Alright, so on to today. What we are going to do is start the block printing process on the long strips that we did last week. And I've got a couple of things to help me with block printing. This table is too hard to get a good block print on. So what I tend to use, and what I use in workshops and classes, is we use the fun foam. You know, you get them from like the Range and Wilkinson's, and it's in the child's section, but it's that fun funky foam stuff, and that just gives you enough of just the thin one. You don't need to get the thick one, the expensive one, and it gives you enough of a base to get a good impression with your block printing. Another thing that you can use is if you have one of these silicone craft mats, you know, the ones that you can screw up and they're just silicone. So the other thing you can use is one of them, because they also give you just enough give that it's perfect for block printing. So take your pick on which you want to use. Usually if I'm putting a couple together, sometimes you'll get a line, but that doesn't bother me, but you can tape it together. You can buy these in bigger sheets singly, but I just buy a pack because in workshops sometimes you don't tend to get enough room on the table. So I go for smaller is better. So what I'm going to do is trusty tape. Squeeze it together, a bit of washi tape, and then turn that over, and I've got a mat ready to go, ready to block print on. Now we need to choose what colours we're going to do in the blocks. So I've got some rags, which I always use. I don't use baby wipes, I use cloths from a pound shop. And then once they're too grotty, I just wash them in the washing machine because they don't get heat set, so it just washes right out. Sponge, and this is a kitchen sponge, and it's a dense sponge. You don't need a special sponge. And then I've got my paints. I've got loads of colours of paint. Oh, and the sponges you can use again, so just wash them out. Doesn't matter if they're stained. Loads and loads of colours of paint, so we'll get these opened up and have a look. I think I want to go for the shimmery paint, to be honest, the metallics, and I don't think I've got any metallics in the bigger pots. No, I don't have the metallics in the bigger pots, they're mainly in the smaller ones. So you can see the colours better that way. Is there any metallics in there? Yes, there is. So the paints I'm using are our paints, and they do come two ways. They come in opaque colours and metallic colours, and we've also got fluorescents as well, which are really cool. But I'm going to go for the metallics today. So let's pull all of them out. Ah, that shouldn't be in there, that's transfer dye. Pull that one out. And another transfer dye, that definitely shouldn't be in there. Okay, I have got... It's hard working from home because you're missing half of the stuff that you've got. I can't just go and grab one. So I've got these beautiful colours. So I've got the copper, the gold, the bronze, the silver, and then I have the pink, the purple, the blue, and the green, aquamarine green in the metallics. and they do have their names on top as well, so you can see. Just don't mix up the pots, sometimes I do. And then we need to choose a block, so I'm going to do my bigger blocks, otherwise I'm going to be literally block printing for 12 hours because there's quite a lot if I use a tiny block. So I'm going to use one of the bigger blocks. Any preference on blocks? That one's really pretty. I'm quite liking this one. I think I'm going to go for this one. And maybe a square one. Or maybe not a square one. Actually, I'm quite liking that flower as well. What do you think to that flower? I think that flower, that one, and then a couple more really. I do quite like that one as well. Go for that one. A square is going to look a bit weird in that mix, so I'm going to not do the square. That one. Yeah, let's go for that one. Yep, that's going to look good. Okay. So I'll get my block collection out of the way and let's get started. Right, colours now. So we're going for these blocks, and the best way to choose your colours is to, need a spatula as well, is to pick your fabric first and then choose the colour to go with the fabrics. So I have cleaned and washed and ironed. Oh, that's the handles. I'm not going to block print on the handle pieces, and I didn't do the paint sticks on the handle pieces for the other one either because it's a high trafficked area, so I thought I would leave them quite plain, to be honest. So let's start. I adore this one, absolutely adore this one. Let's start with this one. I'm going to group them up into colorways, I think. So I've got lighters, redders, bluers, purplers, and try and stick with similar colors. Once these were washed, they came out absolutely stunning. Absolutely. I'm trying to keep them flat so I don't mess up my nice ironing. Look at that one. So first one, I'm going to work this way, and the bag is going to go like this. So I need to be aware that if I'm doing a pattern and it's got a direction, so like that one, if I want it to go that way, when I get to the middle of the fabric here, if I'm stamping it that way and my bag changes to a U shape, I need to then turn it round to stamp it that way, unless I'm just going to do it randomly all over and fit in a smaller stamp in the middle, which I very well might do. So for this one, I think I'm going to start with I'm going to go with the purple. I think that one's going to be really nice. So what I'm going to do first of all is give my paint a mix, because these are, they weren't out of my workshop boxes, so they haven't been opened for a while, and I can't actually remember getting these. I'm going to take what's affectionately known as a big blob, and I'm going to put it on to my sponge, work it in, and get all of that lovely paint off there, and we're ready to go. That simple. I know quite a few people get intimidated by block printing, and they say that to me at shows, because I do this one as a demo, but it's really not intimidating at all. It is really, really easy, really simple. I think people make it a lot harder than what it is, because I don't know why, but it's really, really easy. I'm going to go with this one first of all. So what I do, in my non-dominant hands, I hold my sponge, and in my dominant hands, and I just ink it up, kind of like you would do a stamp, but instead of going and putting it down, and I'm just going to start randomly off the edge. And I've never stamped this one, so let's see how it goes. Oh, that's beautiful. The pink is washing out on the camera, but you'll be able to see it when I get down to the purple. And I'm not bothered that I've gone on my fun foam, does not matter at all. So, and I'm going to rotate. Whoop, took my fabric with me. There, look at that. And I'm going off the edge too. See if I can. There you go. So if you stamp off the edge of your fabric, it makes it look like it's been cut out of a piece rather than it has been made by you. So it looks like it's professional, which is really cool. And definitely do some full ones. I mean, you do want it to show the whole of the stamp that you're stamping. And with the littler blocks, I'm going to go in and fill in the gaps with these cool little ones, I think. Oh, I love block printing. Absolutely love block printing. And once you get into a rhythm, it becomes quite quick. And can you see by rotating the pattern round, there's no right or wrong way to the fabric then. And to clean up your block, all I usually do is rinse it under the tap and just scrub it with an old, it's not an old toothbrush, it's not a used for teeth toothbrush, but I have a toothbrush, and I just give them a scrub with the toothbrush. And that gets any paint out of the recesses, because you don't really want paint in the recesses. And see how quick it is. So we're pretty much done. The graduated effect. Hang on. You mean these ones? I got a different one. Where you go from one colour to another. Yeah, I can show you that one. So once I've got a couple of these sponges inked up and I've got a few colours, I will show you that one. So that's it, that's the first one. These pinks are so bright they're washing out the colour, but the colour is there, trust me. So that's basic block printing. So I've done that first one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay that to the side, leave that one to dry, and I'm not going to use this block on the next one. I'm going to use a different one. So all I'm doing is just wiping it off for now, clean it properly later. So let's get the next one. So for this one, I think which one I want to do. I think I want to do that one on this one. I think it'll look really good. And I think it'll look really good maybe in the pink. What do you think? Oh, the copper. Maybe even the blue. Not green. Not bronze. I'm leaning towards the copper for this one. Definitely leaning towards the copper. So, same again. Just gonna give it a nice mix. You do get quite a lot of paint in this. These size pots are from the starter Try Me sets that we sell at shows. And you get a selection of colours, and I think it's only about £10–12. And you do really get quite a lot of paint. So again, generous blob, can you see? Onto your block, and cat hairs are optional. You can get all of that paint off there onto. This is quite a thick one, so I'm going to put a little bit extra on for good look, I think. Because this one's got that nice big solid pattern. So the fabric paints, to make them permanent, there might be a big crash in a second because it sounds like the business next door is throwing away all their glass. I can hear it clinkling. So if you hear a big crash that sounds like the walls are coming down, then that is the business next door. Oh wow, look at that one. Good choice. That one was a good choice. So what you do to heat set them is you leave them to dry, and once they've dried you heat set them on the back with an iron. And again, if you are a bit lazy like me and you've forgotten about it, then what you can do is you can leave it for about a week and then put it in the tumble dryer, and that also sets it. And once it's been fixed and heat fixed and it's cured, I tend to not wash them for at least a good week, just to be triply certain if it's something that I know that's going to be washed a lot, because curing time and setting time is two different things. And I leave them, and then I leave them to cure for about a week, and then I set them. And then after that, I basically it's ready for your washing machine. You can put it in the wash. So you can put it in the wash with your normal wash. It is proper, legitimate, washable fabric paint. I think there's only one thing that it ever washed out of, and that was because I didn't heat set it. But it was pretty much still there. It just wasn't as vibrant. But I'd forgotten to heat set it. I'd done some stamping with rubber stamps, because you don't have to use blocks. You can use rubber stamps as well. So I'd done some stamping with rubber stamps on a t-shirt, and I just forgot to heat set it, and I wore it and then put it in the washing machine, and it just came out really dull. But it did work. So this copper is beautiful. So if you have a look on the star, how the star is a bit bobbly and a bit broken, that's because of the sealer on the stamps, because I haven't used these blocks before. What I would normally do is I would break them in, but by the time I've finished doing this, it'll be broken in anyway. So, and I'm not too fussy. This one's for me, so I am not too fussy at all. Okay, next I'll do one more in a different colour, and then I will show you how to do the gradient. Look, see, it's already starting to break in because we've used it a bit. I'm not sure what it is, the white stuff they put on. I think it's some kind of little liner ink. Okay. See, it's pretty much dried already on my fun foam. Right, I'm going to use this one, which looks like a giant version of my favourite prawn looking one. That one was a copper, wasn't it? Yeah. And for this one, I'm kind of leaning towards the aquamarine, you know, go completely out there with this one. Should we try it and see what's the worst that can happen? If it looks a bit rubbish, we can always wash it out really quick, and it will come out if you wash it straight away. So generous blob again. Yes, the aquamarine is going to look great on this one. Oh, wrong way. When I'm inking it up, can you see? Not actually putting that much on. I'm not pressing it and pressing it in. I'm just tapping it. So I'm just lightly tapping it, and that's putting more than enough ink on. Oh yes, that was a good choice. Good choice. Look at that one. Go right up. Look at that. Definitely think it's supposed to be like some kind of prawn or something. It does look like a prawn shape, doesn't it? I could do the little prawn in between. And once you do get into a rhythm, you can get really quick. And basically all I do is do like half a turn. And then move it along. I should have cut my extra bits off. Gosh, I don't know what they're doing out there. I don't know if you can hear them banging about, but they haven't been in for like 8 weeks, so it's been bliss, but it sounds like they're back. And if you wanted to, you could be really precise and you could be really accurate and you could measure it all out. But I think there's definitely a beauty in not doing that and just being a bit random. Definitely a beauty in being random. So look at that. It's come out absolutely beautiful. And it just makes it so different. I mean, I am going to go and fill in the gaps with some other stuff. Maybe that little flower would fit in there. Yeah, it would. So I might do that beautiful flower in there in a different colour. But I am conscious of time because I don't want to keep you for ages, because I could quite literally sit here and just talk about block printing for hours. So, you know. Any questions? Are we all good? All know what we're doing? So in that short amount of time, we've done 3. So we did that one on that one, that one on that one, and then we did that one on that one. And then I'm just going to fill in the middle. The problem with this is that the beautiful dye is saturating the colour out of the camera, which isn't a problem, but you know, it's a little bit of a problem if you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to put them to one side and I will show you the other technique. So let's go for, I use these sponges. Ideally what you want is 2 colours, or a group of colours that are going to blend into each other. So if you're doing this one, your colours need to be in the same family, and there's 3 colours here. Okay, so tell me if I'm not making sense for you, Lisa. So what I've gone through in this one, there you go, you can see all the colours there. So you can see the 3 different colours. So this one's the yellow ochre, this one's the coral, and this one's the terracotta. So you can see the colours go pretty much into each other. They're very much in a line. If I wanted to do it in the pinks, I would do Persian Rose, sorry, Deep Carnation. I would end in Persian Rose, and then I would start in the Violet Orchid. So you can see that it's really good on this camera because it washes the colours out. You can see that it goes very much tonally together. And the easiest way to see if they go tonally together is to put them upside down like that. So for example, if I took the teal and the turquoise, oh, foam pad, and the cornflower, you can see that they don't really go. That one's the odd one out. So I would use a different colour than that one. But if you put the lavender in there, still it's the odd one out. But if you put purple in there, it's very much the odd one out again. So for that one, I would change the teal. And I would put the teal with some greens. So just changing that teal out, you can see exactly which tones will go together and in which order. Because if I swap them around like that, that doesn't look like it goes together. But if I move them like that, you can see they go straight into each other. Okay, does that make sense? Oh, I get these out of the way. So to do the blend, I'm going to do these three. Have I got a long strip? Yeah, I'll do it on the test strip. So this is the test strip from yesterday. I'm just doing it on the back of. Hi Kim. Kim will be live today over on the Crafty Roo channel with Brusher. Because it's Thursday, so it's Brusher Thursday. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load my sponges up so I'm ready. Oh, I'm not going to put that much on because I'm only doing a test. Probably too much. And what I like to do, so I know where I'm going and what colour I'm going to next, I put them in order of what I'm going to stamp them. So I put the colour there and I put the sponge in front of it. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit in because I'm not doing a great deal. A little bit more. This sponge is a bit crusty. I mustn't have washed it out properly. Because don't throw your sponges away. Just wash them in the washing machine. And don't worry about your sponge being so filthy that it's black, because it's fine. And that's another reason for keeping your sponges in front of the paint pot so you know which one it is. Okay. So to do that gradual gradient effect, choose your stamp. I'll do a little one. Because it's easier to show you on a little one. Let me get a circle one. Oh, let's do that one. That'll be a good one. So pick up your sponge. Remember, sponge in your non-dominant hand, stamp in your dominant hand, tap, just light tapping, and stamp. move it in a bit so you can see. Can you all see? And then I'm going to go to here, because I know I'm going to stamp one there, so I'm going to go there, and then my next one is going to be there. Sometimes when I'm getting it started, what I'll do is I'll just do one of each colour. So I would do, and I'm not cleaning the stamp in between, so I would do that one, and then that one to get me started, so I know where I'm going. So on this side, my next colour going that way would be the pink, and going here would be the purple. So I know that the purple is going to go there, and then the lighter pink is going to go there, and the purple obviously would go there, and the lighter pink there. So does that make sense to you, Lisa? Am I explaining that well? So you can see the gradient going on, and you basically just follow. So I know that that one over there is going to need to be that one. Oh. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. And I know the light pink needs to be next to it, so that's going to go there. So the next place the light pink is going to go is going to be there. So I can do the both. I hope I'm making sense. I really do. Oh, I'm falling off the end here. So the dark pink is going to be there, and the next place the dark pink is going to go will be there, and the next place it's going to go will be there, because it's always going to go in a diagonal. Are you seeing it? So and you get a really nice gradient pattern building up. Really, really easy. Yep, Lisa, exactly. The key is not messing up your order, which I've just done, because, oh no, I haven't. It's dark pink to lilac, yeah. Not messing up your order, and you can get a really nice flow going. Really nice flow. And it's really quick. I find it quite relaxing, especially just get a cuppa. And once you've got your diagonal going on, you don't even think about it. You just pick up the next colour in your line. I mean, I've been talking as I've been going through it, but it's basically taken not long at all. So my next one is under the pink. I'm doing lavender. And I don't clean my block in between either, because I'll show you, you do get a little bit of contamination here. This little focus. So you can see on this one how it's darker pink here, because we did the darker pink first, and then it's the purple there. But if you leave that on and you don't wipe your block in between the uses, it just looks like it's part of the design, and it helps your gradient look like it should be like that. So it's really, really simple. And you can do block printing with stamps. You don't have to do it with blocks. So you can do it with just normal rubber stamps out of your stash. Have I got some room on this one? I've got a bit of room over here. Well, let's just go over that. Let me grab a stamp. Oh. Ah, no. My draw's stuck. That's annoying. I can't get my stamp drawer open. So these ones are Colourcraft stamps. So I'm just going to use these because I can't get my other drawer open with my good stamps in. Not that these aren't good stamps. I mean, these are my workshop stamps. My personal use stamps are in a different drawer. So you can exactly the same way. And look how it comes out. So you can block print with fabric paint onto your fabric. So it's just stamping, fabric stamping instead of block printing. Oh, that copper's not going to show up there, is it? Let's do the beautiful aquamarine. Bit of an odd colour for a leaf, I suppose. Shiny aquamarine, but I mean, it is almost summer. It's green, isn't it? And it does come out beautifully detailed. So don't think that you need to have expensive blocks and the really expensive wooden Indian blocks. You don't. There's a pink one this time. And because the pink and the aquamarine mix, they actually turned a bit purple. How cool is that? As a side note, look at the quality. Really cool. No prizes for guessing who makes our stamps. Just saying. Oh, let's do a shimmery purple. So if I wanted to, I could go back over and put on, because this is pretty much dry now. Yeah, it's not smudging. This is pretty much dry. So if I wanted to, I could go back over and do some stamping. Because these are clear, you can see through them, so you can see where you're lining up. And change the pattern that I've done again. So that's adding a honeycomb onto the top. And if I got a bolder colour, let's get, have I got black? Yeah, I've got black. So I've got a bolder colour. Ooh, this black one. I thought it was really, 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 really full, but it's not. It was just all at the top. So I'll give that a good rub. So if you want to stamp onto a t-shirt or something and you want a nice black outline and you want it to be fabric, what you could do is stamp your image and just rinse your stamps off after. I wouldn't let the fabric paint dry completely onto your stamps, but leave it, you know, I wouldn't leave it for a few days. I'd just wipe it off after you've finished. Look at that. Looks like you've stamped it with a VersaFine or something, doesn't it? A really high quality stamping ink. And that just adds another dimension over the top of the basic block print that you've done underneath. Ooh. Should probably have taped it down. That's completely random for you. So that repeating background is just a background. You can then stamp something over the top. And then what I could do is I could go in with a paintbrush and some of the paint on and paint in some of the detail. So really the world is your oyster with fabric paints. It really is. It just, I mean, that looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Any questions? Anything else I can show you while I'm here? You've got me for another 10 minutes. So anything particular you want me to show you? Clean up again, really simple. Move that black out of the way because I don't want to put my finger in that later. I'm just gonna take, I've got a water pot there, so as far as I'm concerned, that is my stamp clean. If I really wanted to be picky, I could go to the sink and take a toothbrush and go and get in with a toothbrush. But if you actually look closely at the stamp, all the paint's gone. You can see the rubber, not the rubber, the polymer. So that's it. That's my stamp clean, ready to go for stamping with ink. I could then just go straight in with my VersaFine or my oxides or whatever it is that you want to stamp with. Again, this one, it's probably a bit cleaner than where it was before I started, to be honest. I'm really liking that. That came out really nice. That's a really nice block, actually. Really nice block. But everything that you do on your paper and your paper crafts, you can do it on fabric. If you want it to be permanent, just use fabric paint. If you're not bothered about it being permanent, then use just acrylic paint. We've got mountains and mountains of paint in our stashes and at home. Oh, I wonder about that one quickly in black. Let's just try that one quickly in black. I know I've got mountains and mountains of paint. And oh wow, look at that. I didn't ink it up very well at the bottom, but that one's come out beautiful in black. So you don't worry about it too much. I mean, a lot of people will tell you that you've got to get 30 different things and you need this to do this with and you need this to do this with, but you know, just use what you've got. If you know that you're not putting it in the washing machine, you've got a kitchen sponge, go to Wilco's, buy a pack, get some kitchen sponges, cut them up. That's all these are. Oh, and here comes Wada, so that means it must be almost 12 o'clock because he's always right on time for his lunch. Getting a bit earlier though this week. And it does come off your fun foam base that you're using to stamp on if you really want to get it off, but if not, it won't transfer on. So we're all good. Hello, where are you going? Let's see if he goes up onto the fish tank again or not. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? No. So what I'm going to do now is this afternoon I'm going to finish off the pieces that we did earlier and that we started. So that was these. So I'm going to finish these pieces off. And then next week on Wednesday at 11, we are going to do the sewing. And I've ordered myself a longer cable, which you can probably see here, just in the top corner of the screen. I've ordered myself a longer cable so I can actually attach this somewhere different. So when I sew, it's not going to be bouncing, because the problem that I've got is every time I sew, the table bounces, and this clip here bounces because my cable isn't long enough. So next week on Wednesday at 11 AM, these will all be finished. We've already got the finished squares. Oh, can't reach them. So these ones are all finished, ready to sew, and everything will be ready, and I will be constructing the actual bag. So that's on Wednesday next week at 11 a.m. On Thursday next week at 11 a.m. I am going to be playing with something completely different. And I'm going to be playing with, let me just grab it because he's knocked it over. So we're going to be playing with Angelina. Isn't she pretty? And I'm going to be doing some projects with Angelina fibre and showing you how to get the best out of your Angelina and Angelina film, because it does come two ways. You get film and fibre. So if you're not sure what to do with your Angelina, Thursday is the place that you want to be. So that's it for today. Thank you all so much for coming to see me, and I will catch you next week. Bye.